So, going to talk about today, let's see. I'm gonna say my prediction, as I always have been, for the upcoming, let's say, next couple months and the rest of this year. So where I see crypto going in the short term, and I'm gonna call it, say, medium term, right? By the end of this year. I mean, or you could call it long term, whatever. Let's say till the summer at least. Um, so my prediction, a few of my favorite crypto like altcoins, and then I'm going to end this with something I haven't done in a while, which is talk about a few of my favorite platforms to use and why I like them, what I use them for, and all that good stuff. Okay. Meanwhile, as always, feel free to like, subscribe, give me that thumbs up or thumbs down, love, or actually that would be hate. Give me the hate. Yeah, whatever floats your boat. Just show me some kind of emotion. You can send me an eggplant emoji if you so desire. It literally doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, and ask me any question, and I'm happy to answer it to the best of my ability. And actually, I think I have the most fun on these streams is when people are asking questions, and I can just that are not planned, of course. I'm just like, shooting from the hip. But until I get the questions, I will just continue with the plan as I laid out. So let's just jump right into it. Friday. I hope you're all probably getting your weekend at least started or planning on starting it. So I'm going to make this as to the point as possible. Okay. So number one, the prediction is Bitcoin in the very short term. Let's say the next couple days or couple weeks, whatever. Bitcoin created a CME gap. A lot of YouTubers haven't even talked about this. It created a CME gap while it was dropping. So that means in order to fill the gap, which was like 99% of the time, some vast majority of the time, the CME gaps get filled to the upside and the downside, right? So now we have one going up, meaning that this gap and that these gaps are only created on the weekends, meaning whether it's this weekend, next weekend, sometime soon, that's my prediction. We are going to fill that gap to the upside because, again, it happens in the vast majority of the cases. I don't think this one will be any exception. The question is not more if it'll get filled, but when, right? Is it going to be this weekend? Is it going to be next? Well, if I just had to guess, this is just for fun, I would say this weekend. You know what? Because crypto, Bitcoin in particular, has been excuse me, it has been hovering in the upper 67, 68K, and it's held that really, really strong. After that low it had about, hey, thanks for swinging by. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate, or thumbs down if you want. That's cool too. Appreciate your support. Yeah, hope you're doing well. As I was saying, oh, thank you. Just saw the like. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You rock my world. All right. Where was I? Yeah, so Bitcoin's been holding really, really strong in that like 66, 67, 68K range, and it has not gone lower despite so many bearish comments, right? The sentiment is horrible right now. If you look at the fear and greed, it's been, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been below 10, I think, for at least the last week. And that's the longest I ever remember seeing. And I've been in crypto since 2016. I've never seen the sentiment that low for that long. I mean, sure, maybe it'll wick for like a day or a few hours or maybe 2 days, but I've never seen it in extreme fear for like a week. I haven't. So that shows me it's like how much lower can we go before at least a little bit of relief, right? So that's why I'm not expecting any lower prices, at least not yet. I'm expecting a little bit of relief first because everyone is so crazy bearish. Yeah, you're awesome, man. I'll read your name. No, 114H. I think that's what it says. Sorry, I can't English. No, hey, it's okay. Hey, what language do you speak? I speak some other languages. Maybe we speak one of the same ones. Espanol, Deutsch, Srpski, Hrvatski. Okay, well, that's about it. I speak 4 languages, but still, it's not bad. It's not bad. Anyway, where was I saying? So yeah, we're much more likely. So for all those reasons, more likely to go up. At least I would say at least to like 70Ks, something like that, before any further downside in the very, very short term. Okay. That being said, once we're in the 70Ks, I think, also from the massive amount of shorts, that's another reason why I think we're going to go up, because there's so many people shorting it, thinking we're going to go at least to the 50Ks or, much lower before any relief. Because of that, usually when all the market or all the sentiment is on one side of the market, usually things go the opposite way. Okay, so because of that, it's called a short squeeze. Shorts basically have to cover their positions and they just have to buy higher, higher. That's where I see things going. I can speak, Deutsch, sehr gut. Well, I probably shouldn't speak too much German because no one else will be able to understand. Aber I'll say like one thing in German. Also heute bin ich tatsächlich fürs Erste in Berlin. Ich wohne nicht so lange schon in Berlin, schon ein paar Monate, aber noch ein Monat, ich drücke die Daumen, habe noch also Freunde, früher habe ich hier gewohnt, auch in andere Städte in Deutschland. Deswegen gefällt es mir wirklich. Es gibt so viel, eine Menge Sachen zu machen, so coole Bars, Kneipen, Clubs, Restaurant. Oh wait, I think that's Croatian. I'm speaking Croatian. Ja, coole Leute. Wo wohnst du, wenn ich fragen darf? In welchem Teil des Deutschlands? But yeah, anyway, back to where I was. So short-term prediction, we're going to go higher. Long-term prediction, we're going to go higher. Meanwhile, we're going to get a fucking lot of chop in between. So once we hit those 80Ks, then maybe we drop back down to 70K or 68, who knows. So just expect a lot of chop. Hold on to your lady balls. And just, if you're trading on leverage, I would just, again, not financial advice, but just, I hope you know what you're doing, or at least maybe do it like low leverage, like 3x leverage, something that you can afford to hold, even if it drops, huge overnight, just something that you can ride out the storm with. Otherwise, I just recommend spot, because this is like the craziest market we've had I've ever seen. Again, in my nearly 10 years. It's been about 10 years that I've been in the crypto market. And this year, or say starting from 2025, definitely been the most insane, unpredictable market I've ever seen. So I can Turkish. Yeah, sorry, I don't speak Turkish, although I would love to learn. I actually learned a couple words years ago, but I forgot them now. That was back when I lived in Germany, because we, huge Turkish population, obviously. But I was in the Istanbul airport for a few hours. Unfortunately, I've never seen your beautiful country. I would love to someday. It's on my bucket list. But yeah, hello is hello. Right. Okay. Well, that's something. Hello. Okay. I guess I know a word. Yeah. So, okay. Now the crypto. Let's talk about the altcoins. Last thing about my prediction. I still predict the bull market, as I've said in every video. The real exciting, where most altcoins are going, not just one or two random ones like Zcash or something, but for the market overall, that'll happen this summer. So I'm still seeing this summer. Okay, so some of my favorite alts. I cannot stress this enough, how fucking awesome Bitcoin Cash is performing compared to the majority of the other altcoins. If you look at a chart, BCH versus BTC, and you just compare most of the other alts, again, I don't know, 95%, 98% of the rest of the altcoins are not doing so hot against Bitcoin, right? I mean, maybe recently, okay, maybe they flattened out, but they're not really leading Bitcoin. But Bitcoin Cash is a rare exception where it's making steady higher highs, higher lows, and it's been doing this since I want to say February of last year. So Bitcoin Cash, even though it's kind of staying under the radar because it hasn't set any record breaking. I mean, it hasn't jumped 300% overnight or anything crazy, but just looking at it versus Bitcoin, and that's really the true mark of success, especially now when we're not in an altcoin season, can the altcoin hold its own against Bitcoin? And Bitcoin Cash is definitely doing that. And it's one of the few that's doing it. Also, some great things about it, it's also 21 million supply, and it has, same as Bitcoin. It's the original fork of Bitcoin. It has a community. Developers are working on it. So it has that going for it. And it's an OG. It's and it's the the original, yeah, like I said, the original, was it from 2017? Fork of Bitcoin. You also wrote, hello in Turkish is, merhaba. Did I say that right? Um, yeah, well, I tried. I probably mispronounced that, but I tried my best. So anyway, yeah, Bitcoin Cash is awesome. And I'm actually starting to use that. I have a nice bag of Bitcoin Cash, but I'm actually starting to use that now if I want to park profits or, just something I'm not sure, like I want to put it into crypto, but, and I want to beat Bitcoin, but I don't really know which, like timing. Oh, is it a good time to buy XRP? Is it a good time to buy Doge? I mean, long run, those will also do great. But like, if I'm not really sure, I'm just starting to like throw it into Bitcoin Cash because as long as it's like, say, $520, give or take, I don't see how you're going to lose with that, and especially when it's consistently going higher and higher versus Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin Cash, probably the number one most sure thing for an altcoin right now. I mean, it's definitely beating Ethereum, that's for sure. And Ethereum still, I think, is it still number two? So that says something right there. And it's a much smaller market cap than Ethereum, and more limited supply. And it's just like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. I'm in Berlin at the moment. So yeah, I love Berlin. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so those are my predictions. Bitcoin Cash would be my number one altcoin recommendation. Outside of that, like I said, just some other ones. Really, right now, when we're still in this kind of like shit show level of extreme fear and everyone's hating on crypto right now, and you've seen all the comments on YouTubers and people saying, "Oh, we're going to go lower," and they trying to give YouTubers crap who even give the slightest hint of being bullish, like my friend Dallin Anderson at High Altitude Investing, and he's getting a lot of hate right now, and I think that's a great thing because to me that's a sign that the market's ready to go up, right? Whenever everyone agrees that we're going one way, it usually goes the other way, whether it's good or bad, up or down. So I'm excited about that. Now, yeah. So let me just say the coins outside of Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, if you're not sure, like I said, I would just stick to in these times of extreme fear, uncertainty, whatever. You really can't go wrong just sticking to like the top 20, top 50. Yeah, like I said, Doge, the XRP or the other ISO 222s, which include XLM, HBAR, and then if you want, I mean, those are the top three on the ISO 222s. And if you want to take a little bit more risk, which you really don't need to, but hey, if you already have a full bag, let's say of XRP, XLM, and HBAR, and you have some extra money to throw in, Algorand, ALGO, and XVG Verge are also on that list. And they have a much, much smaller market cap. So those are a couple to consider. But yeah, really, I would just say like, otherwise just stick with like the top 20, top 30, whatever. So yeah, there's Doge. I'm looking, if you're looking for an alternative, the Ethereum, layer 1, layer 2 alternatives. My personal favorite is Avalanche. It's been around, it's one of the longest and has a really great solid ecosystem involving NFTs and DeFi and development community around it. So I like Avalanche, but of course there's also NEAR protocol, ONDO. Those are some of the other big layer 1, layer 2s. But yeah, okay. So let's move on now. I mean, I could go on and on with more of my favorite picks, but this is already 14 minutes. So now I want to end this video talking about some of unless of course you guys can feel free to jump in with more questions. I'm happy to answer them. But other than that, I will go and talk about some of my favorite apps I'm using about crypto. All right. And I haven't talked about that for a while, just because no one really, people really don't want to hear about crypto, like talk about crypto at all. But that's what my channel is for, because it's good to be positioned now and at least do your research now and kind of figure out what you like, what you want to use for when we're in the crazy bull market again. That's going to be the wrong time because everyone's going to be scrambling and platforms are going to get overloaded with new users and you'll be frozen out of things, and it's just like better to get all your ducks in a row now. So for trading, this is just off the top of my head. I didn't like plan this, but I'm just telling you what I really like for trading is number one is Binance. Even though, yes, they're like, you could say what you want, talk shit about CZ or whatever. And yes, it's true. In that giant crash we had a few months back, and they manipulated the wick down, and I was one of those people. I lost big there, but just in terms of reliability, like they're not going to let's say take your money overnight. Now, if you have them if you have it in a leveraged loan position, that's a different story. But at least they're not going to directly steal your money. They are the biggest platform in the world, and so we have Binance. Now for trading, if you want like a smaller centralized platform, I really like MEXC, MEXC. And although you're not supposed to be in the US to use it, I think you can just use a VPN, and there you go. That's not official advice, of course, just word on the street. But MEXC also has a lot of the smaller coins and tokens, which, although I don't recommend getting too invested into like the smaller, tiny micro cap shit now, it's just good to know for the future, or in case you do know what you're doing and you want to trade that stuff. MEXC is great, and they've also kind of, in my opinion, stood the test of time. I mean, no platform, you never know, for sure they could always have an issue or something, but MEXC has been around for a few years, and has a really nice name brand. Excuse me. And then for US exchanges, Kraken, Coinbase, what have you. Okay, so now for decentralized platforms, Aave is still the number one. So Aave is a crypto, but it's also an app. It's a DeFi app that you can do. You can take loans out on, and I've used it for that myself. And it's actually, in my opinion, it's the number one decentralized loan platform out there. And I love that you can do it through MetaMask or whatever through your wallet. So that way, I'm like securing MetaMask through Ledger or Trezor, and then it's still like through my through the browser, and it's like I don't need to show my ID, I don't need anyone's permission. That's what DeFi is, decentralized, right? So yeah, Aave is awesome. Another, if you do want to do crypto loans, and by the way, I'm not getting anything from this. This is me just giving you my advice. I don't get any kind of like kickback or commission or something. This is just from my own experience, right? If you do want to do loans, and this is kind of a unique platform in that it's centralized, but it's the only one that I know of that, and if you know one, you can comment below if you know another one, but the only one I know of, it's a centralized, but it does not ask for KYC. It does not ask for your ID. You don't have to give your name, literally nothing. You don't have to show your face. You just go on there, you send in the coins that you want to use as collateral for your loan, and you take out your loan, and you can choose the the percent of loan to value. So in other words, how risky is the loan going to be? You have a few options with that, and they have a large variety. Also, another great thing about CoinRabbit, they have a large variety of different cryptos you can take out loans on. So it's not just like the top 10 or top 20. There's a lot of them. So yeah, CoinRabbit, and I've had a really good experience with their support team. I've gone back and forth, asked them lots of questions, and they've worked with me on lots of stuff. So as far as a centralized platform is concerned, where they're not going to ask your ID, CoinRabbit's really awesome. Again, for loans. And yeah, I could go on and on. I'll probably have to make another video because this is already getting to be 20 minutes. And I would love to talk about, I use a couple apps, like debit cards for spending crypto. Although, yeah, that could be later on, because right now is probably the worst time to spend crypto unless you've already you put aside stable coins, or you just happen to, you want to experiment, that's fine. But overall, I would not recommend spending crypto right now. Now is the time to either just hold what you have or buy more if you can afford it. At least that's what I'm doing. I definitely don't want to be spending anything with cryptos as low as they are now, right? Okay, that was quite a lot in this video. Thank you guys for watching. Last call, closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay. And by that, I mean, last call for writing if you have a question or something, Last chance before I get my Friday evening started, meeting some friends for drinks and all that. So before I go have a normal life, going once, going twice. No? Okay. Hang in there, guys. Stay strong. Like I said, buy more cryptos if you can. Otherwise, just hold on to what you have. And you are going to be very happy. I'm expecting the bounce. Just a quick recap, as I said in the beginning of the video. I'm expecting this bounce. Bitcoin is going to get at least into the 80Ks before any huge major pullback. That's my, could be wrong, but that's just my prediction. Give me a thumbs up if you agree, or a thumbs down if you don't agree. But I'm going to put my reputation out there, and let's see what happens. But I think we are in way too high of extreme fear right now for shit to go much lower. Like, it just, again, everyone who sold and who thinks crypto is going lower, they've probably already sold by now. Right. So, like, who else? What other big players big whales are out there to sell who haven't already sold? That's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm also getting really hungry. I think I'm going to go eat. So with that, thank you guys again for watching. You're awesome. Appreciate the support. Merhaba to no. If you're still watching, appreciate the love. And auf Wiedersehen.